Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my video. My name is Zaki Hilmy with the student ID 2024-22044. In today's video, I would like to present my practical report on the UI/UX design practical. On today's assignment, I conduct an experiment to make a home page within light and dark mode transition. But before we dive into understanding how the transition works, we need to look at the layout first. In here, we have two kind of version of our homepage. There are the light version on the left, and then also the dark mode version on the right. We look at the light version first. All right. On the header, we have the profile picture of our user, the name of the user, and the job title of the user, which is in here. I use the profile picture of Nico with the name of Nico Javier and the job title is Mage User. On the right edge, we have the logo of our application. I use I name this application is within Talenta, which is in English is talent. And why the logo is show an upside arrow is because is because it describes the name of this application, which is talent. Hopefully, when people use this application, it can upside your talent like that. Next, below the header, we have the transition buttons, which which can switch off the light mode homepage to uh, the light mode of this application to the dark mode application. But uh, I will show you the transition later on the prototype session. All right. On the below of the button, we have the header text, which is say, "Hey, welcome back." And then below the header text, we have a container that that be a place to the user to post something, either it's an article, photos, or videos. And then below the container, we have another container that contain other users' posts. In here, we have an example of Faiz Badrianshah post, which is an RQ analyst that post this post 6 years ago. In his post, he showed a picture of RRQ roster within a caption roster butterjoy. And then if you look at the container, besides the user poster input can fill the content with the articles, photos, and videos. There are also some buttons that other users can interact to the post of it can interact to this post. The buttons are consist of three buttons. There are like buttons, comment buttons, and share buttons. And last, on the bottom of the page, there are there is navigation bar that consists of five buttons. That consists of five buttons. There are homepage buttons, mentor buttons in here, search buttons, and search buttons, and the job vacancy or job advertisement buttons. All Alright, that is the layout of our light version. And next we move to the dark mode version. Actually, for the layout of the dark mode version is just the same as the light version, but with the darker background on the background color, which is in here. I use the black as the background color, or in the hex is six zeros, which is if you use OLED screen in your phone, it will save your batteries, or it will make your battery more efficient and less usage of your battery. And then the layout is the same. We have the header, the transition button, header text, first container, which is the user pause, and then other user pause as the second container, and the navigation bar. Alright, that is the layout of our application. Next, I want to show to you the logic behind our buttons. First is the logic behind our navigation bar, or in here we call it the component one. In here we have the five navigation bar. With each navigation bar have one button that colored blue. You may ask why there is five navigation bar. Because I want to make a transition of a navigation of each navigation bar within. For example, if I click click the home button that colored black, and then it will switch to home button that colored blue and switch all of the button that left over with the color of black. And it will do the same to the all button. The logic behind is like this. We link and match all of the buttons that have the same shape but different colors. So we link and match the black color buttons within the blue color buttons, and then if we apply this on the prototype station loader, it will show us like that. It will show us the transition like I tell you before. If we click the black button, it will switch to the blue buttons, and then uh, all buttons all buttons aside your button that you click, it will change to black. All right, and then if you look at the assets, in here we have all libraries. We click the created in this file, and then we have the in here I name it component one. We have the component one, and if we click, there is a button to insert in tabs, which is if we click it, we can uh, put it in our page, and then the logic will automatically play like that. And then the same technique are applied on our transition buttons, which is in here. If we click the button on the transition button that says light pressure, it will change the page to the dark mode version, and then the same things will do. If we click the buttons on the buttons that say dark, it will change the page to the light mode version. Okay, next let me look into the prototype session or the simulation of our